It'll happen when you're not looking. That is probably the most annoying cliche you could hear when you are single, but I'm going to share with you today why it is so true and the energetics behind attracting the love that you seek. Today, I'm going to break down 3 steps on how to attract the love that you seek. Through my years of coaching, I would say the number one pain point individuals have and come to me for are relationships, relationship blocks. They've either been single for years or currently in an unhappy marriage, and I'm going to help you break through all of those blocks. Now let's get back to that annoying cliche. It happens when you're not looking. What that means is when you're looking, and I literally just saw this on TikTok. A guy was doing this video sitting in his car. Where do I go meet women? I refuse dating apps. Where do I go to find them? When you're looking, you are actually emanating an energetic frequency that I don't have. So the cliche, it happens when you're not looking, is because you're not in a lack vibration. When you're out living your best life, doing things you love and enjoy, you naturally attract a like-minded person and you meet them happenstance, right? When you're not looking, maybe in line at the grocery store or at the gym or through a friend or who knows, because the how is never your job. But whenever you're looking for something or wanting a relationship, money, success, opportunities, you repel exactly what you want. Now, I'm actually gonna take this a few steps back. Just a couple of weeks ago, I did a mindset masterclass and I helped a guy through his relationship block. So I wanna use his current real world example on how you can overcome the narratives of what's going on behind the scenes so you stop repelling the love you want and actually attract it into your life. So let's get to it. When it comes to attracting anything you want, but today we're focused all about love and relationships. Everything is about identity, who you are being. There's an infamous quote: you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So that's why the difference of wanting, which is lack, you're gonna keep attracting lack, versus being in love with life, being in love with you, feeling whole already, is when you can attract that perfect person you're seeking. So this gentleman that I coached through his relationship block, let's write down his pain points, and I want you to do this too. So here's his current pain points, what we're aware of, and I'm gonna draw this out as his conscious mind, what he's aware of, which is 5%, and then the 95%, which is driving the show. And then we're going to get into the identity piece of this, because your identity creates your reality in all areas of life. Money, health, opportunities, relationships, and more. So we'll get to this next. But here's what he's aware of. His pain points. He's been single for 3 years. He shared that he fears rejection. He doesn't put himself out there. So look at that. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So his conscious mind that he's aware of is actually being driven by 95% of his operating system, his self-image. So I just asked him some questions, because it's good. We were aware of 5%, like what's going on symptomatically, but I want to get to the root cause, and I want to help you get to the root cause of your relationship blocks. So when we drill down, guess what I really truly got to? That's driving everything in his life, his self-image and his identity, is I'm not enough. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. So even if the perfect person crossed in front of you, you will unconsciously self-sabotage because it doesn't match the operating system. And here's how I think of that. Your subconscious mind is your OS. 95% of who you are is going on behind the scenes, unconscious, driving your thoughts, your emotional states, and your behaviors. And it's those 3 things that create every result in your life. So ultimately, he doesn't feel enough, which is keeping him perpetually in a loop of, I fear rejection, so I'm not going to put myself out there. And he's been in this cycle for 3 years. So I asked him, are you worthy of love? Of course you're worthy of love, and so are you. But if your operating system is I'm not enough, which means he also lacks self-love, he could never attract that in an equal. So let's get to the root cause of that, which is the identity piece. I'm not enough. So what is the opposite of all this? Single for 3 years would be in a relationship. So in a relationship, and not any relationship, but in one that you want to be in. Fears rejection, so he is confident. He would have to be secure. He doesn't put himself out there. So he's sitting at home being by himself. So he's outgoing. He's social. He's magnetic. Why? Because his self-image has changed. His identity has changed. And look at these two individuals. Literally, this is one version, the current version of him, creating his current reality. And this is who he wants to be. This is how you create anything it is that you want in your life. Your identity creates your reality. This is exactly what I do with my coaching clients. If you want to fast track where you are to the life you could be living, the love that you seek, the abundance that you seek, the success that you seek, I invite you to apply for your one-on-one coaching. Visit my website, heatherhakes.com, or click on the link below. So now that you understand your identity, your self-image is driving the show, the first step, so here we're going to bring in the 3 steps to attract the love you seek. The first step is awareness, which is what we did on that call and what I want you to do. You have to become aware what is in your operating system. What is your belief system? What are your thoughts about love? There's no good men or women out there. I'll never find anybody. People always cheat on me. I can't trust people. Become aware. This is the first step. You have to take inventory to know what's going on in the operating system. Step number 2, this is the real work. Now you get to rewire. You can rewire your subconscious mind. 95% of what's driving the show, which is what we do over here in the identity shifting process. So think about it. If the current operating system, 95% is this, and now we've become self-aware, now the second step is rewiring thoughts, beliefs, and emotional states by feeling confident, secure, taking actions, being outgoing, putting yourself out there, and then you exude this confident, magnetic energy field, which means you can only attract and equal a fellow individual who is also confident, secure, and the kind of person that you would want today. Not somebody who's codependent, not somebody who's a hot mess. You will match somebody exactly your equal, and you won't sabotage it, because this is who you are now being. And you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. The third and final step on how to attract the love that you seek is embodiment. And this is where most people trip up. You might intellectually understand the first step, becoming aware of the thoughts and beliefs and emotional states, fear, feeling unworthy, that is sabotaging your desires. You might get it. And you might understand, okay, good news is whatever's going on in my operating system, I can rewire with consistency and repetition, thinking and feeling as this next version of me. But that's the embodiment piece. And this is where most people fall off. It's kind of like you have to do the reps. It's like learning about nutrition and health and fitness, but not actually going to the gym, not getting out there and getting your steps in a day, not lifting the weights. And this is what it comes down to. In order to shift your identity, you have to have these 3 pieces in play. And again, this is what I walk my clients through. Become self-aware of your internal blocks that are sabotaging the love that you seek. Rewire your identity by getting clear on what you want, who you would need to be, and embody that version of you now. Because when you start thinking and feeling confident and magnetic, and you're putting yourself out there and you are secure, watch men or women come flocking to you, because the how is never your job. When you are in love with life, when you are in love with you, you naturally become a magnet. And let the universe surprise you. Let life unfold naturally better than you can expect. Let me know what questions you have around this. Drop them in the comments below. And make sure you subscribe to my channel so you're the first to know when new videos drop. And give me a thumbs up. I'll catch you on the next one.